Hello, I'm Greg Raleigh, and welcome to It's Your Turn. If you've watched our show in the past, our objective was to bring professionals and experts in here that provide information to you that you can apply at this very moment to improve your health. So we're going to continue that process. Our objective is to bring in experts and their organizations to provide assistance throughout the city to people in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, ranging from a whole host of issues: home health care visits, group fitness programs, organizing health clinics. These are the things that are important to us. But before I go any further, let me share a little bit with you. The fitness industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, but yet obesity in America is at nearly 40%. I can't figure it out. It doesn't compute. So what I always understood, and sometimes you need to understand, is that sometimes the best solutions are the most inexpensive. So what we can do, for example, sleep and water. Now, sleep, kids between 8 and 12 hours, adults 6 to 8 hours. Water with 6 to 8 glasses a day will boost your energy, will give your body the opportunity to boost its energy, to fight stress, to boost your metabolism, and to prevent your body from developing issues like kidney diseases, eye and skin disorders. So what we want to do on this show is address those issues and give you some solutions, okay? So I'm Greg Raleigh. I look forward to sharing with you, so let's stay tuned. Welcome back. As I said on the show before, we will continue to find ways of taking healthy foods and present them to you in ways that you're not aware of in terms of the ingredients. So today we decided to bring a new person onto the show. Carl Black. Carl, good to see you again.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you for being here. BKC Catering. Last time Carl was on the show, we had salmon and we had chicken. And it went so good that the staff took it from me and ran out. I didn't even get a chance to eat it. That's trifling. But what we're gonna do today now, we told Carl, we're gonna do desserts, because lots of people come to me all the time asking me about ingredients for desserts, sugars, flours. I don't know that stuff, but I do know the experts. So Carl, let's start right here to the right. What is this amazing dish?
We have a sweet potato terrine here.
Okay.
Basic fruit around it, blackberries, and a raspberry homemade sauce, which carry no sugar.
No sugar.
All right. The sweet potato is a diabetic dream.
Okay.
If they eat it.
If they eat it.
Yes. You can look up with your doctors, they'll tell you.
Okay.
Diabetic dream. The oranges with the vitamin C and everything, and the berries, carry the oxygen and all that.
Okay.
Very healthy for diabetics.
Now, let me ask you this. In terms of cost, because that's always the issue. People always ask me how much stuff costs. Costs too much, Greg. I can't afford all this.
In terms of cost, you go to a fresh market, right?
Okay.
For this dish right here, in terms of cost, one sweet potato.
Sweet potatoes what, $2?
No, 60 cents.
60 cents, all
Yeah.
right.
Then you got your oranges. You get $3, $4.
$3, $4.
Yeah. And your berries at the fresh market,
Uh-huh.
you can pick how many you want.
So we're talking about a dessert here that's less than $5.
Less than $5. Yes.
Okay, now let's go over to the left now for a minute.
Oh my goodness.
Now, this is amazing here.
This is
Now,
it.
this is one of those dishes that disappeared from the studio as fast as I put it out here. So now tell me about this.
Okay, we got star fruit here.
Okay, start.
Less sugar in the star fruit
Less sugar.
than in the strawberry.
Okay.
And very healthy.
Okay.
Then we go around to the mango.
Okay.
Mangoes are very healthy.
Very.
Carry their own sweetness, own juice.
Okay.
Diabetic dream, you can eat it.
Okay.
Okay. Then we got the banana. No diabetics can eat that.
Yep.
They can eat that. The blueberries, the same with the blackberries.
Right.
And the strawberries, all that falls into the same category.
Okay.
Now, we just talked about the oranges. Here we go again with the oranges.
Okay.
And it's just sitting there on that fruit, waiting for the diabetics to eat it up.
Okay, let me ask you a question real fast. We often hear doctors tell people that they can't eat sweets because they're diabetic.
But the problem is they add sugar.
They add sugar, okay.
A natural sugar, a diabetic can eat.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Like the kiwi right here on the side, if you notice it.
Yeah.
Natural sugar stuff.
Okay.
You know?
Right.
You can eat that.
Right.
Any food that a diabetic can eat is the overterm that they eat. They eat too much of this stuff. But this stuff right here, you can eat it.
I know like I said, one of the things that concerns me as a nutritionist is that people are always asking me, I don't know how to determine the natural sugar from the unnatural sugars, the good sugar from the bad sugars. So I'm telling them that the sugars that are in fruits are good sugars, correct?
That's a good sugar.
That's a good sugar.
Because that's a natural grown sugar in there.
Okay. How much do you think a plate like this would cost?
This right here, fresh market, $6.
$6. Okay. So
and that's two people eating it.
That's two people in there.
Yeah.
These are excellent examples. As Carl just demonstrated to you, they don't cost a lot of money. It just takes some time. Read the labels. Take some time to spend. You can make this at home at any time, very easy at nighttime, during the day. So thank you, Carl, for coming out here, man. This is beautiful, once again, wonderful. I'm going to enjoy this once we get off the set. I'm going to take it this time, okay? I want to thank you for being on the show. Now, I would love you to come back in the future.
I will, in the future.
Okay? And we want to thank you guys.
I'd love to be here.
We'll be back. Thank you. Welcome back. As I said before on our show, It's Your Turn, that I would be bringing experts from different industries to come to our show and share their ideas with us on what they're doing to help combat obesity in our neighborhoods and nationally. I've had some really great guests in the past, and I have some today for you as well. Today I want to introduce a good friend of mine, Susan Neely. Hello, Susan.
Hi.
How are you? Good to see you.
I'm well. Good to be here.
Good to be here. Susan is the president and CEO of the American Beverage Association. So what I want to do today, Susan, start with you, is that a lot of people don't understand exactly what is the American Beverage Association. So break that down for me.
Well, we are the better known by our big brands, Coke, Dr. Pepper, and Pepsi. But what people don't always realize is that Coke, Dr. Pepper, and Pepsi make lots of different things. Bottled water, juice, juice drinks, tea, sports drinks. Think of an alcoholic beverage and it's probably a Dr. Pepper, Coke, Pepsi products. So we represent all that. It's fun.
And see, that's the wild thing about it, is that a lot of people don't understand. They think basically one-sided. And even I've gotten into discussion with people saying, no, they represent all drinks, pretty much 99, 100% of them, of the company.
All non-alcoholic beverages.
All non-alcoholic beverages. Right. So now, what I always like to find out from organizations like you is that, what are some of the programs you're doing with your partnerships with groups right now?
Well, we are very big on the power of the industry working together. These are ferocious competitors. Everything you hear about the cola wars is exactly right in the marketplace. They are very, very tough business people and like to compete for the win. But when it comes to doing good government work or good community work, they do partner, and they partner through our organization. So it's fun. They can cut a wide swath in schools. We did a big program where we changed the beverage mix of all the products we're selling in schools. We took full-calorie soft drinks out of schools, and we capped the portion sizes of everything else that's left. So you can't have a sports drink or a flavored tea that is bigger than 12 ounces if you're buying it in a school vending machine. That resulted in a reduction of 90% of the calories from beverages sold in schools.
So what kind of programs are you looking for? Are you looking to do partnerships with groups that do fitness, or do you want to do nutrition? Are you working with health groups, health clinics?
Well, we do all of it. I mean, we look for good partners. We have a commitment to reduce beverage calories and sugar consumed from our beverages in the American diet. And we've actually put a number out there. We want to reduce beverage calories and sugar consumed by 20% by 2025. And you know better than I that that means a whole lot of things have to go into that, not just that you have a water as opposed to a soft drink or unsweetened tea as opposed to a juice. That means that you have to balance everything that you eat, drink, and do. So we look for groups to partner with that are advancing any part of that. Balance what you eat, the nutrition side, balance what you do, the fitness side.
Okay, so are there anything going on here locally that you guys are involved in right now? Anything doing with fitness, with schools?
We partner with a lot of great groups. We have a new partnership with Food for Fuel, which is really involving athletes and other celebrities to teach good nutrition and fitness. We are partnering with Horton's Kids in Ward 8 here in the city. We partner with the NAACP on their fitness program. So those are just some of the local programs here that we're very involved with. In addition to everything we're trying to do in the marketplace, I got to get this in because this is the sweet spot where the business is, to make sure you've got more choices, flavored waters, low-calorie teas, low-calorie juice drinks, smaller portion sizes, those little mini cans of your favorite soft drinks. We're trying to get those in the marketplace so people just have more choices.
Okay, so now, have you been getting good reception from schools? You know, have the school officials, are they working with school districts? Are they working with you?
Yes, they're very responsive. You know, look, your local bottler, whether it's your Coke or Pepsi or Dr. Pepper bottler, you know, these people work in the community too. They have, their kids are going to the schools, they're driving trucks. These are, you know, these are people that I think are salt of the earth.
Right.
So they want to do right by the school. And I think the schools are being responsive to our new beverage program. And we're also putting the calorie labels out there so people can look at the calorie amount too on the beverage that they're buying.
Now, if organizations call you up and say, can American Beverage Association send speakers out to us to talk to our members or the kids at our schools, are you guys receptive to stuff like that?
Well, we're receptive to anything that makes sense. I mean, American Beverage Association, through our Foundation for a Healthy America, that's who's doing the grants and some of the partnerships. We're happy to speak, but we also want to empower the experts. I mean, I'm not an expert on nutrition. I try to be an expert on how to get 3 ferocious competitors to do good work. So we know what our lane is, and then we try to empower other groups and support them through grants and just being good business people.
Well, I mean, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to us on It's Your Turn for coming to us and sharing with us, because that's been insightful, because I know a lot of people, when I told them who our guest was today, they were like, who? I was like, no, she'll explain it and lay it out for all of us. And I think you've been very helpful to us in getting an understanding of how you're working in the community, because that's what we're seeing is the problem, is that those partnerships don't exist. But that's been very helpful to us. And so we want to reach out to you in the future, and we're hoping that sometime you'll come back and then share with us what more stuff you're doing, any new groups, any new programs, and let us know what we're doing, how we can be part of it. Can we attend the events? Can we meet some of your success stories? Can we talk to some of your school people? Is that possible? I would really appreciate it.
I love it, and absolutely we'll be back, or some of our success stories will be, because I think you're right on. It's all about the partnerships. That's how we get anything done, and that's how we're going to tackle this big problem of good nutrition and having healthy lifestyles.
Well, Susan, thank you for your time. It means a lot to me, okay?
Pleasure.
And we'll be right back. Welcome back. As I've said on the show, we're going to continue bringing organizations on here who will develop partnerships throughout the city that's going to help us combat this obesity problem. So last year we had a gentleman on here, Tony Engler. Tony's back. Thank you. How are you?
Greg, it's my pleasure to be back again.
Now, Tony Engler is Executive President, Director of the Ron and Joey Paul Kidney Center at George Washington University. So today, Tony has decided to bring one of his partners that they've developed with in the past year, and they've done some amazing work. So I want to introduce Reverend Dr. Kendrick Curry. How are you, sir?
Well, thank you. Thank you,
He's a
Greg.
senior pastor at the Pennsylvania Avenue Baptist Church. So, gentlemen, let's get started. Now, Tony, we've talked last year, and you said you were going out and you were developing partnerships. So let us know what you and Dr. Curry have talked together and what y'all have done so far.
What's begun to happen throughout our community is there's become a greater awareness of the problems that cause kidney disease. And most important, what we can do to really alleviate some of the problems we have. It all goes back to some basic things. It goes back to proper diet, goes back to exercise, but equally important, it goes back to the problems of diabetes and high blood pressure. 90% of the people who have kidney failure because of long-term, undetected and untreated high blood pressure and diabetes. That's something you've got to check on some kind of a regular basis. If you have a history of kidney disease in your family, you need to see your physician. There's no such thing as a little high blood pressure.
No.
High blood pressure is high blood pressure, and if you don't do something about it, you will have some problems with kidney disease in your future. And we've had the opportunity to work with Reverend Curry, who really sees that opportunity in his community around his church, and George Washington University and the Ron and Joy Paul Kidney Center are certainly committed to working with them. We've got a lot of really cool things starting.
So, Dr. Curry, kind of give us some idea of what you thought would benefit you by partnering with Tony and his organization.
So one of the things that we have to understand is the Pennsylvania Avenue Baptist Church and its surrounding community. We're in Ward 7, which is considered to be East Washington, east of the river. When I found out through Tony and through others that zip code 219 and the zip code where I am 220, we have the highest number of incidences of kidney disease in the nation.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Not to mention there are other situations and other diseases that we are confronted with, like heart disease and what have you.
Okay, so gentlemen, is there anything coming up around the horizon? Any events between you guys coming up in the next 2 or 3 months?
We actually now, we've taken our initial programs of just doing hypertension screenings. We now are by appointment. You can call our office at 202-715-4301, and you can ask to make an appointment at a series of screenings that we also are doing that go beyond just blood pressure screenings. We're also now just checking for protein in your urine. If you have protein in your urine, you have a kidney problem. Will it lead to kidney failure? Well, that certainly is not necessarily true. But if you have protein in your urine, we know you have an onset of a kidney problem. And we now are beginning to screen for that by appointment in our office. And number two, we also have a series of clinics throughout the community we can refer you to. We want to make sure we don't just identify it and tell you we have a problem. We want to give you the opportunity to do something about it. And kidney disease is just like all the other illnesses we all encounter. And they are that if you find out those problems early and detect the concerns that the body is telling the physician, we can do something about it, and you won't have kidney failure, you won't have a lot of other illnesses.
Gentlemen, this has been very helpful. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to my viewers. It's going to mean a lot to people who watch DCTV. I appreciate you putting that information out there. We're going to be asking you to come back because that's what we do. Do something, then come back and share with us the success. Maybe bring some of the people on who have benefited from the work you've done. This is amazing work, but this is what we're talking about, partnerships. So once again, Tony, Dr. Curry, I really appreciate you gentlemen coming back and being on the show.
Greg, it's always great to be here.
Always great. Thank you, Greg.
And we'll be right back.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
Welcome back. As I said, I would continue identifying individuals who are doing great things in their neighborhoods to work with this obesity problem that's plaguing our communities and across the nation. So I wanted to introduce Dr. Kendrick Curry. How are you, sir?
Well, thank you, Greg.
Dr. Kendrick Curry is the senior pastor of the Pennsylvania Avenue Baptist Church. And so me and Dr. Curry have had conversations in the past month on what they're doing in their church to help their congregation to address their health problems, because it's a great place, everybody's gathered. So we thought that would be a great opportunity, as well as Dr. Curry. So Reverend Curry, kind of share with us what you decided to do within the church to get the people fired up and motivated, and some of the options that you have now.
So one of the things that we've done is first get an understanding by survey of where our congregation was in
Okay.
terms of health.
Okay.
And in doing so, you have to understand that our congregation is sort of a subset of the community in Ward 7, in particular that DuPont Park, Penn Branch, Hillcrest area,
Okay.
and in the wider east of the river area, that's Ward 7 and 8, into Maryland. And what we've discovered was that we had high incidences of kidney disease in this area,
right.
high incidences of heart disease. Also, we've had particular and within our congregation issues dealing with breast cancers and other sorts of cancer
Okay.
that are in and around. And several years ago, I really looked at it in terms of looking at how many of us in our congregation and the surrounding community were plagued with these various diseases, and started looking at how can we drill back and drill down into the understanding of the root causes of these particular illnesses. And what we did as a first step was to start to form various partnerships so that we could learn about the illnesses to
Right,
begin with.
right.
So one of the partnerships that we early on started with was a partnership with one of the local doctors, start to deal with things such as healthy eating and healthy living, and making sure that you were able to have those things which are enable you to have better diet. So it's more nutritious in terms of diet. So we partnered with local doctors to begin to do that.
Okay.
But then we also went further to start to partner with NIH and the Heart, Lung, Blood Institute to start to survey our area to get an understanding of how we can become more fit, how we can deal better with heart health. And from there, we even moved on, as we've talked offline, about the Kidney Institute. So we progressively moved forward with trying to provide access, opportunity, information, so that people that are struggling with these debilitating diseases in the context of our community can start to find answers that they need, the help that they need, so that we can get better. Another partnership is that we've had just recently is with a group called the Coalition, or the Campaign Now to Transform Advanced Care Illness. Just last week, we provided a seminar. It was a 2-day conference that really showed how folk are interested in caring for advanced illnesses. What do I mean by advanced illness? I'm referring to folk living in the aftermath of some sort of traumatic event in their life, such as a heart attack, such as a stroke, and then looking at how we begin to coordinate services throughout the community so that these folk can be helped.
Reverend Curry, it means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. This is really good, and I'm excited and waiting for our viewers to hear this information, and we're going to be providing information on how they'll be able to get in touch with you, you know, when we show us, and that we're going to be looking for you to come back, and we want to hear some success stories from your congregation. Actually, I'd like to bring the show out there to the church one day.
Well,
can I do that?
You've only said a word. Let's make it happen. All you need to do is make it happen.
Thank you very much for being on the show, sir.
Thank you, Greg.
Appreciate the time.
All right, appreciate you.
We'll be right back. Welcome back. This spring and this summer, there are some programs that are being developed, fitness programs that are being done outside of the schools. And so what we want to do, now that we're aware of it, we want to bring in our fitness expert for It's Your Turn to talk about what those programs mean to him and some of the other people that are going to be participating over the next 2 or 3 months. So Ian Jones, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well.
Well, I'm glad. Appreciate the time.
Yes, well, thank you for the invite.
So this program, we don't know the name of it, but we'll figure it out. But we've been told by fitness experts that it's being developed at several DC schools as an after-school program. So what we want to do, we want to talk to Ian as a fitness expert. Why do you think programs like this are needed around here?
Well, you always have that big issue which we haven't tackled yet, childhood obesity.
Okay.
So you need the programs to make sure that you're educating the kids, just giving them additional resources, more prior knowledge, so that when they go out, look at food labels, when they start to think about making better food choices, they have all this information.
Now, do you, as a fitness expert, does it frustrate you when you're working with kids and then you're trying to get them to eat right and they won't listen, or they fight it?
They'll listen, they'll start, but you see old habits that come back into play. Potato chips, pizza, always running out to fast food restaurants. That quick fix. opposed to really thinking about what choices they should make and why they should make those choices.
Now, as a fitness expert, you also expertise in tennis, right? So now, do you see your kids at tennis? Are you trying to teach them proper nutrition as part of their tennis lessons?
Yeah, and it's a little easier with sports because the kids, you have them engaged already. So when you start explaining to them about protein, about carbohydrates, fats, eating 5 meals a day within a 2-hour period. You know, every 2 hours, give your body a chance to process, and then you should be eating a meal. They were more receptive to it. But now with this program, we want to catch all kids. You don't want to just catch the athletes because they're getting that information, they're making better choices. But you have those other students who are being left behind.
And that's my concern, is that I see the kids in the community, and I ask a lot of them, are you exercising in school or after school? Are you doing any type of sport? And they're telling me, no, I'm just going home, you know, playing on the computer. And so it's important this program, kids are aware of this program, and anybody can join this, right?
Right, that's correct.
And so that's the openness with this program. So that's what we've been told. Now we're waiting for the fine print of it to come out. But I know you as a fitness expert, you've got to be excited about this type of opportunity, right?
Oh no, I'm really excited about it, just because, like I said, this is a chance to go a little deeper than what the kids have been getting. You know, and it gives a chance to engage them on a different level. And then, like you just mentioned, they're not going directly home. You know, now we're really going to talk about the food choices. We'll talk about how, for example, 25 grams of protein. You know, as kind of a sedentary person, your body can process that.
Right.
But when you look at what the kids are really eating, you know, they're putting in 30 grams, 40 grams at a meal. And what does that turn it into? Right. You know, if they're just sitting home and playing the video games, opposed to getting out, being active, just basic walking. You know, things like that.
So does it frustrate you when you see, now within the schools, with your expertise, do you see the schools getting better? Are they trying to make things better for the kids' choices?
Oh, definitely. The schools are really trying to help. You know, the meals have gotten a lot better. But again, it comes back to why you need that program, because are the kids taking advantage of what's being presented to them? So all of that good that the schools are doing, are the kids taking full advantage?
And with your expertise, what you hear throughout the city, do you hear that the kids are taking advantage of it?
They're not taking full advantage. And that's another thing that's frustrating, because it's there, but the kids are not accessing it like we want them to. So we need these programs to make sure that we teach them how to do it the right way.
Now, do the kids, or you know, I heard this program, there's going to be some kind of rewards, things like that. Is that what we're going to be doing as a motivation for the kids?
Well, definitely. You know, kids always love celebrities, entertainers. So, you know, that's one of the rewards. But then there's other things too. There'll be fitness equipments. You know, we'll look at giving away bikes. You know, things of those to keep them engaged and being active.
So now what I'm hoping to do in the future is that once we do this program, I'm hoping you come back on the show with maybe 2 of your students as a success story, because on this show, we want to show how this information is here, is being applied, and is getting results. And so is that possible? You can come back sometime in the summertime when the program's completed.
Oh, definitely. This is the pilot stages, so we got to come back and share what's going on, because you don't want it in just one area. You know, you want to throw that net at, and you want to catch everyone.
Want to catch everyone.
That's correct.
Well, Ian Jones, I really appreciate the time, man, for being on the show, and I look forward to coming back, and maybe I'll come once we find out where they're being held. Some of these special locations. I'll bring camera out. We'll come out and we'll be part of the show, okay?
All right, that'll work perfect.
All right, look forward to it. Thank you for your time, man.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be right back. Welcome back. I want to thank you for watching the show. Those guests were exciting. I learned a lot, and I hope you did too. Now, if you want to find any information on how to reach our guests or reach out to me, send us an email at foodforfuel.org. I promise you, I will get back with you, and the information I give you will help you. Keep in mind before we leave that most health-related issues are directly related to the poor food choices that you are making. So please, change, read the labels, make better choices. I'm Greg Raleigh. This is It's Your Turn. Take back your health. See you next time.